All right, really excited about this one today. It's going to be my unboxing, first impressions of the Vivo X100 Ultra. Now, I got to get some disclaimers out the way before we start doing this review. First things first, if you hear anything in the background, apologies. My walls are thin, neighbors are noisy, and I got a cat really clingy, so you might hear them meowing here and there. Second, sponsorships, I got none. I'm a low grade content creator. Right now, at the time of this recording, I got like 100 subscribers. So you really think Vivo is going to be sending something out to me? They're a Chinese company, and yeah, they're not doing that for us kind of low grade creators. Nonetheless, I paid with my own money. Bought this not new, used from a secondhand website called Swappa for 770 US dollars. At the time of this recording, this phone is approaching about a year old. It was released in May of 2024. Um, and actually, I believe we're going to soon see the new generation, the X200 Ultra, the 200 and the 200 Pro are out, but everyone's really excited about the 200 Ultra. But I ain't got the budget, so I got this one. And to be honest, I'm still pleased. I'm not going to go too much into specs, but I'll start covering a few basic ones as I open the box later. But very first thing I do want to say is everyone was raving about this freaking camera being the top camera, smartphone camera. We're talking beating out all Androids and iPhones. And that was competing with the iPhone 16 Pro, Max, the Samsung, the Pixel. This was rated the best. Video, pictures. And to be honest, I'm not a freaking photographer, but I am a smartphone enthusiast. And one thing that I really love is seeing the innovation being pushed. And so I had to just buy this. I'm really interested. I've never used a Chinese phone. When I booted this phone, I was amazed. And when I started using the camera, I was even more blown away at just what this phone has to offer. And shooting my first pictures and videos, I honestly was like, okay, I see why people voted this the best camera. I mean, even if you're not a photographer, you will be pleased with just the point and shoot of this camera. Now, that's my disclaimers. I'm going to try doing a little less rambling along the way. Apologies, but I just get real excited about these things. But we're going to try sticking to this agenda that I got off to the side so that I can try to cover everything so that we can get to knowing what this is like. I'm in North America. I've used this phone for the short term using T-Mobile, and I'm going to be using this as my daily driver for a while. So I hope to give you guys extensive reviews because I don't want to just put this device and do a review and say that it's great. A lot of people have been saying it's great, but I want to give you the full in-depth, what the OS is like, what it's like actually using this thing with T-Mobile, and just can you trust it? Again, first Chinese phone, so I don't know what to expect. Now, let's get right into the box, the good stuff. All right. So, X200 Ultra, X100 Ultra, actually. So, box engraving, we see it says Extreme Imagination. They do their camera collaboration with this company called Zeiss. I don't know if I'm saying that correct, but whatever. And yeah, around the box, you'll see that I got the variant that is the 12 gigabyte RAM, 256 storage. Backside, you'll see some information here. I'm not going to show you that. No, thank you. I do not want to get scammed. Please do not scam me, you guys out there. When you open the box, you get the phone right here. It's in the sleeve. I'm going to put this off to the side now because we're going to look at the other contents. And then under the box, you get your cable. I reopened this again. I reset this so that you guys can get the full experience. I've been dying to use this phone, so I hope you guys really appreciate this because I've been using it here and there, and I've reset it multiple times. But anyways, I got to get this review out of the way so I can actually use it. Now the charger. The charger is engraved as a flash charger, 80 watt. It's not picking it up right there. 80 watt. There you go. So you get an 80 watt fast charger. Ooh, charger in the box. You don't see that nowadays. There was some manual here that was like pretty much your, instructions and terms and whatever. But I threw that off to the side somewhere. I don't know the language, so it doesn't matter. And then under that, you get a nice case. Case is feeling like a TPU style with the inside kind of like with some indents. It's kind of rubbery. Honestly, I wouldn't think this gives you full protection. It's pretty cheap, but nonetheless, it's pretty nice. Let's see what it looks like. We'll see what it looks like after we inspect the phone. So put this off to the side. Now let's look at the main thing, the phone, right? Beautiful, beautiful device. Now, subjective. A lot of people are going to be like, I hate the big camera bump. But to be honest, I'm one of the other people that actually likes You know, when in terms of phones, at least, I like companies that are willing to change and show difference, like different type of designs. I've been a long time Samsung user, but when I look at a Samsung now, I've been really bored. The last time I really liked the Samsung device was the S21, and since then the 22 to the 25 has just been, in my opinion, really sterile, really bland, and really uniform. I can't tell the difference from the S series from the A series. So I don't mind a camera bump like this. This is cool to me. You might not like it, but it is big. And I've been using the OnePlus. I use the OnePlus 12 Open. This camera bump seems to be honestly much bigger. But that, then again, the reason why they can fit so good optical sensors is because of a big module like this. Now, looking at the back, you got the Vivo there. You got, I guess they're engraving extreme imaginations, what they like to say. They're Vivo ZS co-engineered. The cool thing is just the level of detail here. They even got engraving here. I probably won't be able to like zoom in, but you can see a little bit of there. The camera module even has ridges. So if you hear that, I'm scratching a little bit. You're not gonna do that, but just the level of detail that they go into making this phone is pretty beautiful. Now, one thing I don't like about this module is how they put that ZS logo there. To me, when I always looked at this online, I always thought it was like something really cheap under the glass, and I wish you could just take that out. But whatever, you know. It is what it is. Now looking at the other phone, like the rest of the phone, on your sides, you know, you got your power, your up and down. So the sides feel pretty sleek, aluminum, I would think. Now the top here is really flat. You got some engraving here. It says professional photography is what it says. You probably can't see that. I believe that's speaker grill, and then you have your IR blaster. On the other side here, you have no buttons. Man, having using OnePlus, I feel like that could have been an opportunity for like a slider. But you know, most phones, they don't have anything like that. So they just have the, you know, power and volume. So whatever. Maybe I'm asking for too much. But anyways, and then at the bottom here, this is kind of interesting because I've not seen this in other phones, but for some reason they kind of got like a dip here. And it serves no purpose, at least not that one that I know of, but it feels pretty nice when you're running your finger down there. But I'm not going to really feel that anyways when I put this in the case because I will be protecting this. You got your SIM injector slot there, your USB ports C there, and another speaker there. And then looking at the front, another thing that I don't like about this phone, but it is what it is. A lot of Chinese phones are continuing to do the curved screen display. The only reason why I don't like it is because I like it aesthetically, visually, but the reason why I don't like it is because you can't really find like an optimal tempered glass protector. You can do the UV ones. I've never really used them, but I have heard horror stories that when you use them, if you have ports, the glue can tend to go into the ports. So, you know, try your luck. I don't have that. All I got is the like a hydrogel kind of temper screen protector here, and this is pretty much going to help you with just maybe the scratches from like keys and stuff like that. But from falls, you're probably out of luck. Again, curved screen top down, not like the OnePlus 13 that recently released where they had just the four corners curved. This is a big curve. This is kind of reminiscent of like S7 Edge, you know, or like, yeah, Samsung S7 Edge and forward, and like S8 I think had that, Note 8. You got your front camera, and then yeah, so then once we've looked at the phone, again going over some basic specs, this phone is 6.78 in size, and then it's 5,500 milliamps. What else is important for you guys? I already told you that's 12 gig RAM, 256 storage, Snapdragon Gen 8 and I'm gonna leave it at that. This is unboxing. I'll try to put some other specs there on the video if I want, whatever, or I'll put in the description. But that's really what you want to know. This, you know, as far as the processor, storage, and whatnot. Now, looking at the freaking phone now, you see that with the case, this ain't gonna give you a lot of protection right there. Look at that. I do have other cases that I purchased, and I'm going to do some other videos on which ones. I got like 2 more cases, and which ones I think are great. But as far as, again, because this is a curved screen, this is not going to give you a lot of protection. Like the sides are extremely exposed. Even the front, it's sleek, but again, I like how it looks right there, you know. But nah, this thing is, You paid $1,000 and you're gonna protect it with this. Good luck for your warranty claim, especially if you're in North America. I doubt you're gonna get some help there. Anyways, that's what you get in the box. Pretty nice stuff, right? And now we're gonna get into it. The big review. All right, so I'm gonna boot this up, and yeah, while we boot up. All right, so yeah, I'm really excited about this one again. I've used Samsung for a while. I used OnePlus. I used Pixels. From Pixels, I used OnePlus, and I was really impressed with the camera in OnePlus, even though a lot of people are, you know, sometimes not as pleased. But I wanted something better, and it led me to this Vivo. And let me tell you what people say about this camera. It is, I would think, I'm with them. I really believe it's a great camera. Now, when you open your phone and you boot it up, first time ever, this is what you're going to get, people out in North America. So what you're going to want to do here in the first screen is you're going to click on this here, and this will allow you to select the language English. Now we get a better understanding of how we're going to proceed with the next steps. So we're going to get started with Origin OS. Doing this the first time, this right here blew me away in the sense that, like, I can't recall a phone ever doing this, slapping me first thing in the first few minutes saying, hey, here's our terms. The funny thing is, if you do view details, you actually do not get any option of like agreeing or disagreeing to some of the terms. It's not an optional selection. It's just, here are our terms, sign your life away if you want to use this device. Now this is the funny part. Say you read something, you're like, you know what, I don't know if I want to use this phone. Disagree? Sorry. So if you want to use Vivo, let's sign our life away. All right, now it's going to show you connected network. I'm hiding that away because I don't want to get scammed. You know, whatever, just being extra safe. So as with any phone, you know, you're going to get your list of networks, and then I'm going to log in. So I'm going to put this phone to the side, and I'm going to log in. So give me a minute. All right. You know, you just never know nowadays. Cool. So once you've logged in, it'll say connected, and you press next, and then you have your next step where you can now set unlock methods. If you want to do one of these, you're going to have to do, you can't proceed with the face first because it's going to tell you, no, hey, you have not even set one of the pins, the lock screen pins. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm pretty sure I don't have to put this off to the side, but I'm going to do it anyways out of, you know, just being extra safe. So I'm going to put this off to the side. Don't worry, guys. Right here, this is like any other set your pin. So you're not missing anything out. So I'm going to set the pin, and then you get a set successful. Now it can start doing the enrollment of the face. So let me just, so picks it up pretty quick. Let me see. It's kind of messed up. It's not allowing me because of the camera, but let me do this off to the side. So once I got my face, it's telling me like head tilt to the bottom, and it does it in a couple seconds. It says, you know, we've got your face. And now it says stay on the lock screen after unlocking. So you can have the option of saying, no, actually, if you detect my face, go ahead and do an immediate go into the home screen, right? And then I can do one more final lock screen method, unlock method, which is the fingerprint. So I'll go ahead and do that. I'm going to set my lock screen off to the side. Once you got the lock screen, I can do the enrollment of the finger, right? I get the disclaimer saying, you know, hey, if you use the unofficial screen protector, it's going to affect the ultrasonic fingerprint recognition. So just be aware of that. It's going to say got it. Again, I have a hydrogel screen protector, so as you can see, it's picking up the finger just fine. Just fine. That ultrasonic working pretty good. So I got my 3 unlock methods set. I'm going to go ahead and do next. Next step it's going to tell you is sign into the Vivo account. So just to let you know, if you're in North America, you probably will want to skip this step. I did enroll to a Vivo account. It's the only way that you can do it is if you use a number. So you would do it a phone number, an American phone number, and I did that, and I did not get any sort of features. And that makes sense because, again, this is a Chinese phone. You're not going to be connected to their servers. So I would say just disregard this step and just skip. The next thing it's going to say is, hey, you're going to miss out on these features. You're going to miss out on Find a Phone, Vivo Cloud, Vivo Official Store, the App Store, Video. Funny enough, even if you skip this, you will actually still get Vivo Video app, the Vivo App Store, and the Vivo Cloud. But you will. But again, there's no point in creating the account if you're in North America, because you're not going to get the Vivo Cloud features like the ability to back up your phone or track your phone with the native Vivo built-in app there. So you're out of luck in some of that, and you're actually not going to have some other features which we'll show you. But so I'm going to go ahead and skip, because I'm not going to get anything out of making a Vivo account. It's telling me if you don't sign in, you're going to miss out on these features: uploading photos, videos to the cloud to ensure your data is not lost. Again, you're not going to have the ability to even use the cloud because you're not on their servers. You're not going to be able to track your lost phone. So not now. Next thing where I was like, whoa, this is a lot. Service recommendations. I don't recall ever having a phone give me so much, upfront when you're setting it up. So we're going to go down the list and briefly just kind of go over these and explain which ones do what and what I would do. But for the most part, I'm going to enable it so you can see what comes out if you're just leaving it as is. But I'll give you my recommendations. The very first thing is join user experience improvement plan. This is pretty much telling me that I want to go ahead and send the data, basic usage data, to make sure that I give them information on how to best optimize my device and power consumption and experience. So I'm going to do disable that, because when I think of that, I always think I'm having the phone work a little more, and I could be wrong, but why would I want to send my data? It just sounds like another process that I'm giving my phone, so I'm going to disable that. The next thing is smart upgrades. This is saying I want the phone to automatically download over Wi-Fi and install the new updates, even if it's idle at night. I'm going to do disable because I like to, I'm going to leave it on. Well, actually, I'm going to disable this one. Sorry for the back and forth. I'm going to disable that because I believe there's a update that I could do, but I don't want that to trigger. And then if you disable that, it's going to say, well, do you want to automatically download update packages over Wi-Fi? Again, this is something where your preference, if you want the phone to be doing everything automatically, then you leave those enabled, but I like to disable that. I like to take ownership and control of when the things are being downloaded and do my research, see if anything breaks from a update. Next is carrier service. This one pretty much is letting me, to my understanding, tell me that, the correct information that is being that required for carriers is to be then sent, so that it can allow things such as IME identification, a location to work properly. I'm going to leave that on. At least that's the way I understand it. Location. This is saying that we'll get the location of the device and make sure the satellite systems are able to then work properly to give network information and work across apps. And I'm going to leave that on because I would think that would be like something necessary for like weather apps or other apps, like delivery or whatever. But so that's the way I understand that. I'm going to leave that on. Unknown number online notification. Long story short, this is saying this is going to be like a service to identify spam, suspected spam calls, other calls, incoming, outgoing. I'm going to leave that on. It sounds like it's going to try to help reduce any sort of spam calls. Lock screen poster provides you with exquisite wallpapers, relevant news recommendations, service based on the lock screen scenarios. Now, I would disable this one, but I'm going to leave it on so we can see if it does anything. But it sounds like it's starting to give you a lot of other tailored news and themes for your wallpapers. I'm not really too crazy about wallpapers, but I'll leave it on. AI advisor provides the schedule, express, delivery, parking, commuting, city guidebooks, smart suggestions. Apologies. So with this one, honestly, I would disable this one, but again, I'm going to leave this on so you can see. The AI advisor is a really, really cool thing. Sadly, though, if you're in North America, because you're not connected with the servers, you're not going to be able to even use this, because this is really something that's geared for Chinese users, so they can help with their transit, and it's really cool. But again, we won't have that. Smart Launcher is used to provide services such as featured content, easier life, AI advisor, origin kits. I'm not sure about what that would do to disable the launcher. Then what do you have in place of it? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna leave that on. The global search is something that's been kind of adopted over I don't know what Android version, but pretty much it allows for you to search when you do pull up on the search on the phone. You could search across contacts, MMS messages, apps. It's that's pretty much what it does. I'm gonna leave that on. Art Plus Turbo makes it faster to launch and run the installed apps. I'm gonna leave that on. Smart Service provides smart capabilities for devices as well as smart services for device scenarios. Smart Service, to me, I would disable this, but it sounds to me like this is kind of like a kind of like a Google Home slash, you know, like a Samsung Smart Things, like where you have your integrated products working all together. But again, I don't have other Vivo products, so I don't see why I would want that. But I'll leave it on for the purpose of this testing. Origin Player is the native system player. You know, you're like for media. I'm gonna leave that on, but again, I would probably disable it. So whatever. Smart Messages and Messaging is used to provide intelligent identification communication technology. So it sounds like some integrated features for your stock Vivo messaging app. I'm gonna leave it on. I don't even know if I'm gonna use this stock Vivo messaging app, but we'll see. Emergency Assistance is to help you send your device location information to the emergency center when you call public emergency number. I will leave that on because, of course, if an emergency happens, you want your Amber Alerts and everything. And in this segment of the video, I'm going to show this clip where I did receive an Amber Alert. I was really surprised. I didn't even have the SIM in the phone. I was just connected to the Wi-Fi. So I'm really pleased with that because it being a Chinese phone, I was kind of wondering how would I even be able to test if this will actually work. And I'm sure some of you guys that are much more well known would have been like, well, duh, this is how those kind of communications work. I didn't know, but sounds like if you're connected with mobile, the phone will, well, if you're connected with Wi-Fi, you will get Amber Alerts. I don't know how those communications transmit, but I was able to get them, my North America Amber Alerts, so really cool. Connection Center provides device finding and device connection and device transfer across collaboration services. Yeah, I'll leave that on. Kind of sounds like integration across certain devices. Vivo Short Videos and Window of Vision Kit services. This is gonna do like services, features for this Vivo Short Videos. I think this is like their version of TikTok. I'm not quite sure, but I would disable it, but I'll leave it on so you can see what that looks like if we get into it. Super Process System Service Notes is a service which provides core features such as system memory management, game performance optimization, permission management. Honestly, when I read all this for this one, it just sounds like this is gonna make sure that things connected with your phone work properly. So I'm gonna leave that on. System beautification allows you to manage and use personalization resources such as themes, wallpapers, and fonts. So kind of theming around this phone. So I'm gonna leave that on. I don't really care again about so much wallpaper stuff, but I do care about fonts, and we'll see if I get into some of this theming. The next is Vivo TWS used to provide services such as earphone upgrades. I would disable it because I don't really use Vivo products. I don't intend to other than this phone, but I'll leave it on. We'll see if we get into it. Browser. You can actually disable the stock browser included in here. Pretty much just, yeah, it's like, do you want to have the browser included or no? So I'll leave it on. We'll see what that looks like. Weather Storage Service Notes provides the location feature for the weather app. So if you're going to use their stock weather app, you probably want to leave that on. You can disable the home screen, and when you disable that, that would just mean you don't have an app drawer, I believe. It would work kind of similar like an iPhone. And then again, you could always re-enable it. I'll leave it on. Security Center, and when I say work like an iPhone, what I mean is iPhones don't have an app drawer, you just have the scrolling wallpapers. At least that's what I recall. That's what I mean by work like an iPhone. Next, so Service Security Service Notes. So with this one, it's saying ensures network and payment information security are accurately identifying risky payment stuff. Malicious networks, payment environment risks. So leave that on if you're going to use the Wi-Fi, like the NFC wallet. I probably won't. I don't like doing NFC wallets, so whatever. But I'll leave it on. Next thing, security scan service notes. You probably want this one. It says as enabled. It says mainly used to provide CMS URL scan, app installation scan, malicious app scan services. Probably want to leave that on. Vivo.com. I would disable it, but I'll leave it on. This is just going to give you an app which where you can then be catered with services such as the e-warranty. Again, you'd really think you're going to get some warranty if you got this phone in North America. Yeah, so I would disable it. We're going to leave it on there. Game Center, it's going to provide you services such as game downloads, game benefits. So a lot of phones nowadays, some of them have at a base some sort of Game Center. So if you care about gaming, leave that on. I don't. I would disable it, but we'll leave it. Vivo service is used to provide service notes, is to provide system features by enabling it to allow to the internet. So this sounds like it's going to give me some sort of features. I don't know. We'll leave it on. User experience evaluation provides you with the opportunity to send survey data. I don't care about that. I'm honestly going to reset this phone and disable it to my liking, but yeah, that one we don't really care. Drag and Go is used to drag content to the origin island to cross-app services. I would leave that on. Blue LM Copilot. So this is their Vivo's version of their AI. So you don't get Google Assistant, you get Blue LM. And again, because you're not connected on the servers, you're not going to see this, but I would disable it because again, you're not going to be able to use it, but we'll leave it on so you can see what that looks like. Intelligent Dialogue Basic Services provides intelligent dialogues, global tone settings, other services. Again, I'm trying my best to give you an understanding of this, but I don't quite understand this one. I'll leave it on. It kind of sounds like it's required so that, yeah, it just says global tone settings and other services work properly. So as you can see, you're hit with a lot of stuff even before you use this phone. So I hope that I give you kind of more or less what means what and what you should keep enabled, disabled, but we'll go ahead and do next. The next thing you have is the screen telling you to import data. You can do importing from another Vivo to Vivo, other Androids, which I had. I did not try this one. Then you could do Vivo to Apple and then Vivo Cloud. I don't have an Apple to test, and unfortunately, I'm not one to import my Android to Android. I always like doing it from scratch. What I did notice was that there is a Vivo Cloud option. And again, because you're not on servers, you're not going to have the opportunity to even do your backups to the local phone on the cloud or in the internal. That's a separate video. I did find a workaround where you have to connect some sort of storage to the phone, and that will allow you to do the backup to the device external, not the internal. So next is do skip. We're not going to importing. We're doing it fresh from scratch. And now you have your opportunity to do system navigations. I'm not familiar with this classic 3 sections, but you got the other 2, which are the outdated navigation keys or the full screen gestures. I'm going to do full screen gestures, and now we can go to Origin OS. Ooh, so yeah, that was a lot, and yet we have more to cover. So service recommendations. The next thing you probably want to do even before getting this phone set up is getting Google Play services, Google Play Store. So to do that, you're going to want to go to the V App Store. You don't necessarily have to do enable update over Wi-Fi. If you want, you can. You're probably not even going to care about doing this because once you get Google Play, you're probably going to do all your apps from the Google Play Store. Can't quite understand what that's saying, but I think it's pretty much telling me that I'm going to get notifications from the app stores on what's new, what's updating, whatever. I'm going to cancel that, and then I can proceed. Tag agree to enable the online mode. Allow access to the internet and agree to view IME Pro user. It's telling me, oh, I think it's because I opened up the keyboard, it's going to allow it to work. Yeah, I'll just agree. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to try using the keyboard. The better way to use this for right now, because we're going to change the keyboard, is as you saw, you click on this keyboard and then it's going to give you select keyboard. You're going to do the English one, and now we're going to do Google Play Store, and then that's the first one. So the funny thing is you can actually do that install, and I also seen other people do this, and you can actually download Gboard on this too, right? So you can download the Gplay App Store like I showed you, or you can download a Google app, in this case Gboard, And then it'll say, hey, to use this Gboard app, you actually also need to download Google Play. So it's gonna download Google Play on the background. So we're gonna go ahead and continue with this Gboard installation. We're gonna now switch the keyboard to the Gboard as the input method. We selected it. We're gonna go back, and then we're gonna select input. It's gonna now give me this prompt, and then we're gonna say Gboard. And now we got Gboard installed. And as we saw when we did the Gboard installation, it said, hey, you need Google Play. So we're going to do Google Play. We're going to open that up. We're going to sign in. Like any phone, if you've used Android, sorry, it's going to say sign in, and then you enter your credentials. So I'm going to go ahead and do the sign in. Not sure what's going on there. So we're going to close that up. Come on now. We're going to sign in, check in info. It's going to verify it's me. It's going to want to ask the G Play Store and all that. I'm going to put this one to the side because you guys don't need to see all of that. And then, well, you know, if you sign it to Google, you'll see it's the same. So let me put this off to the side. I'm going to sign in to my account like I would. All right. Hopefully I remember my password. Okay, let's see how it's the password. You know what? Let me see. And of course, I'm taking a little longer because of password issues, but don't worry, I got you guys. Okay, give me one sec. Password, freaking login. What is it? Got my email. Hang in there. All right, the phone stopped for a few seconds, so resuming the recording. I've logged in successfully to the Gmail, and now we're picking up like we did before. We're just gonna go over this Google stuff. I'm not trying to put my email so you guys see that. So, all right, so once you've logged into the Gmail, you're gonna get the, you're gonna be able to sign in. All right, give me one sec. I don't know if the Gmail is gonna show up, and I don't want it to show up for you guys. All right, I'm just skipping all of this stuff. My goodness. All right. So once you've signed into Google Play, see, I have Gboard installed, Google Play. I'm logged in. I can start downloading things. So let's go ahead and just download a few apps, just so I can show you that the downloading is working. And now I have Google Play like I would on any other Android phone. Let's download a freaking game. Why not? Well, games are, yeah, whatever. Games are huge. So we'll see. And right now, as you can see, I downloaded 2 apps, and then I got another app on in the background downloading. Got my TikTok, got my Duolingo. The apps are downloading just fine. That game is probably taking a little longer, but it's there. See, it made it on there. So that's how you get Google Play set up. Now, that's not even all of this phone. So let's get more into the phone and what we have. So the first things first, I'm going to start with looking at some of the stock apps. I'm going to try to give you a quick overview on some of these stock apps. And Vivo, right off the bat, they give you so much bloatware. If you're a North America user, you're going to probably disable a lot of this stuff at the system recommendations. And if you don't, you could always come here and start deleting things. So let's just go top to bottom, see what we can find. Calendar. So if you log into your Gmail, even though you look at your calendar, the Gmail somehow is able to pick up your, let me see. Oh, well, I'm probably logged into not the correct Gmail. Well, this is not a good example. But if you I logged into a Gmail that doesn't have my events, but what you can do is you cannot change the language, but I noticed that when you did log into a Gmail, that some of the events would show up. You're probably not even going to want to use this calendar though, because again, you can't change the the language. Even if you do a language setting, I notice you can't change it. Unless I'm wrong, but that's what I noticed. Next thing is weather. The weather app. So again, you're not going to be able to see. Let's just do locate. Let's see if it does it. Let me do off to the side. It's adding the city. Look at that. Boom. Nope. Now you guys know where I'm at. So if you do that, it picked up just fine. Oh, you can get a turn on earthquake service alert. Honestly, this is one of the stock apps that I probably would use. I love the look. It looks really clean to me. It's picking up the real-time weather data, so I like that. Origin notes. This is like their stock version of like Samsung notes. So you can have, in this, you have a to-do list. Let's see what we got. Okay, so you can do like a to-do list like that. You could do like your regular notes. Let's see what else kind of notes you have. Okay, you know, like Google Keep kind of notes. You got those kind of notes going on. So kind of interesting. So you can delete like that. If you had documents, this is another section where you would see your internal documents, I believe. So by their file formats. So far I'm liking their to-do their notes app. It's pretty it's got a lot of stuff actually. You can categorize your notes into subjects or folders. Let's see, let's do another note, and there's an AI feature there. AI creation for notes, because this is like curious to see if you can even have like a note feature. You got to use the Vivo account, so you won't be able to do like the smart Samsung Notes kind of feature where like you try to say, hey, you try to write this in a formal tone or a more casual tone. So some of the AI features are not there in the Notes app. Let's see what else we have. We have Vivo Health. This is like their version of Smart Things. Google Samsung Health. Let's see what else. Add a health kit. So you can add like in this space you can have like several different ways to show your data. Now the thing is, it kind of sucks. You won't be able to use. You can only use limited devices, so Vivo devices and all that, as shown. You won't be able to connect your Samsung Watch, whatever. Bummer, because I do like the app and the way it looks. You can track things. Although with phones, you can still have them in your pocket and you will pick up some step counter data. So I'll probably disable this though because it's limited use that I have with it now. You saw the V App Store. It's their version of like Google Play. You probably won't even use that after you get Google Play. The next one, the big one, Blue LM Copilot. This is your personal assistant that you have no access to. You can try to do click that button. It's gonna try to pick up the microphone. You want to talk to it. Give me something good to eat. But it generates in this language. You cannot really use it. You can't change the language into English. It's going to tell you to sign into Vivo account to really get the full access of the features. So you're kind of out of luck with this one. You're not going to be able to use this AI assistant. As you saw, when you go here and you go to settings, you have the option of changing this, which you probably won't want to do. Because right now, if you do this, if you hold the power button, it's triggering the Blue L Copilot, which you don't want to use. So we're going to disable that because we're not going to even use it. So no Blue LM Copilot. So now with that disabled, if you hold the power button, it's going to have for a few seconds. It takes a while actually. You're going to get the power menus. So that's how you get into that reconfiguration. So you get the power button working that way. Next is Vivo.com. A lot of bloatware, guys. I'm going to try to go over this real quick. This one, you probably don't even care. Ooh, but you saw there, it said that the Vivo X100 Ultra is soon to come. I'm not getting that because I'm in North America and it's going to cost freaking a lot. But yeah, it's coming out soonish. So we're going to take that off. I would probably delete this. Music, this is the Origin player. If you had some internal storage with music, audiobooks, you could play it here. But there's tons of other apps. I won't be using this because there's just so much, you know, language. It's not to my liking right now. Let's go to Vivo Shorts. This is like their version of TikTok. I don't know why. Yeah, so you can see their TikToks. Settings, we're gonna leave that for last because yeah, that'll be good to get into. iManager. Um, this is like a sea cleaner kind of app, so your space to um, look at your phone health, security detection, app management. I'll probably keep that. You got your albums. I have nothing in there yet. What else? You have photos, albums, recommendations, stock album. The bottom, you got your browser. You can also disable this in the start. I would probably will be deleting this one. Because I don't know what's going on there. Messages. I would probably not use their message app, but yeah. Got their stock phone app. I don't know what that's about. The camera app, we'll leave that for last too. Got the clock app. We're gonna agree. What do we have in the world clock? So we can enable the clock, more settings on the clock. Can we name the clock? Oh, voice announcement when the current alarm readers turn off, announce useful information. That's pretty cool. You can announce things with your alarms. I'll have to use that. Oh, alarm name is where you can put the alarm name. What else do we have? Settings. Select settings in the app. Whew, there's a lot of apps. Settings in the clocks. So just you could smartwatch, timer, wood clock. What else? What's this? Network collection. Oh, somehow you could do an AI from the alarm. I don't know what that's going to be because we don't have that. Reader. I couldn't tell you what this is, honestly. I think it's oh, you can buy I guess like you can buy books direct, but you're not going to want to do this if you're in North America. So I would disable that. Game Center is going to be kind of like your place where you launch games or download them. And so that once you launch them, you have your game settings triggered. Theming. Let's see, new world of color. What happens here? This is where you can download some wallpapers, featured themes for the phone. This is reminding me kind of like of Galaxy Web Store fun kits. You could download certain widgets, I guess. They call them kits, but they're widgets. Ringtones, voice video, wallpapers, live wallpapers, always on display, input methods. You could change the keyboard layout. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'll keep that, but I probably wouldn't use this. It's a lot of stuff for theming. Mini game center. You have a game center and then a mini game. I don't know what the difference is. What? Yeah, mini game center. I don't know. I don't play games, so I probably wouldn't use that. Vivo photography. Be an artist of life. Allow. Here, it's like reminds me of like a dedicated Instagram for all Vivo users where you can put your, share your content and stuff. Discover things, gallery. I don't know. I wouldn't use this. So I would disable this. Now this is Weibo. I don't know what this is. It's a Chinese app and I have no idea what it does. Supergroup. Discover. I would delete that. A map is their version of Google Maps, which you will not use because, yeah, you have no use for it. Pretty interesting though. iVideo. They have like another version of like social media. I don't know what this is. Maybe their version of YouTube, but I would not use it. Yeah, it looks like their version of YouTube. Not sure what that's about. I'm gonna glide over through many of these now. You got your file manager. See, there's a update. I'm gonna have to make a separate video for that. File manager. You got your calculator. Let's just do it real quick. File manager. What that looks like. Standard calculator. Yep. You got easy share. data-free transfer. You can transfer things via phone clone. What else? Scan the QR to easy share. You got a compass if you want to use that. You got a smart remote. This is for controlling devices. So let's see if it has Mitsubishi. Yeah, cool. So yeah, controlling TVs. I don't know if it has all American brands, but yeah, you have contacts. You have recorder. This is pretty cool. So it says smart recording naming. It intelligently recognizes a completed recording, generates title, matches it, proves sign to Vivo account to enable. Unfortunately, you're not gonna enable this because again, you don't have Vivo account. The cool thing is though, I tested this before, so we were recording just now. The transcribing feature. Let's pause that. So I recorded for about 14 seconds, and this voice recording is actually, I think, much better than OnePlus at the very least. It's giving me, yeah, you don't have to sign into the Vivo account to get like the transcription. You might, I think you won't be able to get like a summary transcription, but at the very least you can get some of the words. It does a pretty good job. What else? Oh, Vivo folders. We'll go into some of the customization and what that looks like. Translator, feedback. Why am I going to send feedback on the product? I'm not going to get nothing out of it. In terms of providing feedback, email app, stock, if you want to use that. I'm not going to use that. Oh, you can connect your Gmail. That's interesting. I'll probably just use the Gmail app. Lock is to lock the phone. You get the icon there. See how that that's unlocking the phone right there really quick. This is face unlock. Let's see, did it work? No, because of the camera in front of my face. What else? We got our installed app. Jovi Life is like smart things. So it's where you add devices and connect them, control them. You probably will not use that. Scan. I'm not sure what this is. Scan. Oh, you can scan things and save them here, extract text and all that. I'm not sure if I'll go into that, but we'll see. Kids mode. If you have kids, I guess you'd want to use this, but I don't understand any of that. Now, the rest of this I'm not going to open up, but there's a whole folder with just Chinese apps. And let me just tell you, if it has, Chinese characters, you're probably not going to use it because I went through these and I don't see them having any sort of a benefit, at least for my use. So I would delete all these. And so that's kind of the gist of the apps there. So this is your home screen, and then funny enough, so if you go on the left side, now we got some more things to discover. This is kind of like the feed area. Most of this stuff though is not going to serve you much of anything, because you get like a section with popular news videos, but it's all Chinese. The AI advisor is really cool, but you're not going to be able to use that. So we're going to disable a lot of this stuff. Top news, again, this is all not your country's news. And then once you scroll down, it kind of just takes over and you're looking just at the top news. So what we'll do here is show you how you can control some of this stuff here. So we're going to click on this gear icon, and then we're going to go to featured content, and we're just going to go one by one. So featured content was that top little tile there, and it's saying that window's being used to kind of give me these kind of push content. So we're going to disable that. And once we disable that, let's look back at the feed. We don't have that top one anymore. The next thing, easier life. What is this? It's going to give you the smart launcher homepage. If you care about that stuff, so that would disable this. Some of this stuff has, more. You can edit. You can edit what you want added there. Could you add your apps? Add more apps. Can you add your apps? TikTok. Yeah. So you can add shortcuts and the downloaded Google apps there if you want that tile. So I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna disable it though, and then go back to the feed. Now you don't have that. The next one down the list is the AI advisor. The AI advisor, really, really cool, but you will not have the ability to use all of this. But essentially, it is giving you all the details on the flight, train, hotel services. So we will not be using that. All right. I'm gonna pause real quick because this camera phone is getting on low battery, and I gotta put it on a charge. So we'll continue the AI space. All right. Got the phone charging again because this is a long video. So we're going back to this feed, and so we disabled the AI advisor. It looks like there's still some content that is still there. It said like Joji something. I'm not sure about that one. Let's see how we're gonna get this one out. Enable Joji suggestions. The next thing we're gonna do is pin services. Oh, that looks like if you want to add more to that space. I'm gonna not touch anything there. Top news. Top news is gonna remove this tile here. So I don't want that. So we're gonna just disable that because all that news was not important for me. This one here, I'm not sure why it's still showing if I disable the advisor. We can do ignore. There you go. And then you have these. Those remaining tiles are what Vivo calls the kits. And you can add more kits. These are pretty much their stock widgets. And so you can add a select few kits. Now the one thing that I do not like, and reminds me of like OnePlus's shelf, you cannot put other widgets. This space is pretty much only used for their widgets. So that's kind of a bummer. I mean, you might want to put like the weather, the weather widget. Maybe you want to you have the calendar there. Maybe you want the album featured. So if you had internal photos, maybe it does some sort of slideshow for you. Yeah, so you have that. So that's the AI space. We saw Blue LM and what it does, or what it does not do, because again, limitations. And now what else should we look at? Let's look at some customization settings. So when you press and hold here on the screen somewhere, anywhere in an open space, you get this menu. And now it's telling me more or less what kind of options I have as far as moving icons and creating folders. So let's go, and then so moving across the screen. So this is pretty cool. You can grab 2 apps, or multiple, and then say I want them here. You could say I want all of these here. That's pretty cool, and they just go there. You can grab a whole folder and move that. This is something I've never seen, and put it that way across the screen, or you can toggle between this way. And let me show you something else. Folders, you have certain ways of making folders. You can pinch them so they look. You can have them going this way. You can have them going this way. You can have them going this way. Let me see this one. This is a folder that I think you can make bigger too. Oh no. So this is, you can minimize that folder, or you can make it a big folder, or you can make it as this kind of a folder, or this folder. Really cool controls that you have, unlike other OS. Android OS. This one has a lot of customizations on the control, folders. Looking at some other things, so when you hold the button, you get the menu as you see. Let's go to kits. Kits is, again, you've seen this screen. This is where you can go into, first it's going to show you the stock Vivo widgets, and then you go to app widgets. I don't know why they call them kits, but then app widgets. Now it's going to compile all the other apps. So if you have other Google apps, you get your, TikTok is what I downloaded, so you can get that app. Duolingo app, app widgets for that. Another thing, let's do Mood Cube. Mood Cube can be accessed through that way. I believe it's separate app. So Mood Cube is right here. So if you want, the Mood Cube is a tool app, but you probably might be doing it this way. So click Mood Cube, and then this is kind of like your one-stop source for like all theming. Of course, you can get to these settings and the settings app, but if you want to do it this way, this is probably where you want to do all your customization. You could do things like around the what's it doing there? Oh, as you see, it's changing the menus. You could do square. You could do it kind of squared. You can do it all squared. You can do it. Give me a little more round. Give me some more, and then give me some more rounding. Wallpaper. You can change the colors of the wallpapers if you wanted, of the icons. Pretty cool. We're gonna leave it just as is. Stock. Change the system style with the theme if you have, you know, the window style. So some things are not the window style. I'll get a wallpaper so you can see that, but this is pretty cool. You can do disable the show icon name, hide the icon name, so now you have just all that. Oh, you can change your icon colors here too. You could do give it a different style. You could do open style. You can give it mellow style. Let me see. See the camera and the stock, they kind of changed there when I did that. And then we can go to mellow. And then they looked a little more roundy. Let's do some more. You could change this you know, the size of the icons. You could do small. Theming. You can do some theming to the wallpapers. But let's see. You can go wallpapers and download a wallpaper. Let's just download one just so that we can see what happens. Let's download this one. That's pretty beautiful. Give it a few minutes or a few seconds. We'll see. After we have wallpapers, you'll see that the Mood Cube has some more things that you can add. That's why I'm downloading this wallpaper, so you can see just some more customizations. All right, so let's apply it now. Let's do it for, you could do off screen, lock screen, and I'm gonna do all the screens. Just give me all, apply it all. So there's my new wallpaper, Mood Cube. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, maybe do theme. I'm gonna download this theme. What I want to show you is that once you change the wallpaper, there's certain theming stuff that you can do. I don't know why it didn't show up for that particular wallpaper. Let's do this. Let's apply this one to the home screen. All right. Mood Cube. Oh, see? Now this shows up. I don't know why it wouldn't take with that wallpaper. But I guess with certain types of backgrounds, you have this now window style that you can add. You can make it monochrome. So you see how I gave it that kind of monochrome. You can blur it. So you can unblur it, unmonochrome it, you can blur it. You can also add this element where now it's giving you like a sky in the background. Depending on the weather, it'll change, you know. So you get that little sky feature. Pretty cool. We're going to disable that. Time. I don't know what the time does. But yeah, so you got some features there. It looks like that one's giving you it gave you a little sun ray, and that one's even, it looks like more accurate depending on the time. So I'm going to disable that. So that's kind of the theming that you get. Pretty cool stuff there. Let's look at how you get the notifications. So you have on the left side is your notification center. You could change it so that when you do the drop, it's all one. Right now it's doing this global search, but so the new Android version is notification on the left, and then the control center on the right. Control center here looks pretty clean in my opinion. I like the icons, pretty you know, standard, I would say. You can customize and add your things there, more of the app shortcuts. I'll turn that off. What else? So there you go. That's how you get those view. And again, this is unboxing, and I'm pretty much giving, at this point, giving you like how to set up your phone. So I hope you appreciate that. I went over customizations, settings, AI advisor. What else? Oh, the last but not least, let's go to the, oh, I got settings and camera. So let me just show you the camera. I'm not gonna give you an extensive view of the camera, but because that's a separate review, and I will give you guys some sample shots and sample videos, and you can judge for yourself. Some of these were just point and shoot. The most that I did was just, adjust the white, the lighting, but those are all just point and shoot. When you go into the camera here, you got a lot of options. You got night, portrait, snapshot, photo, video, cinema, more features. I'm telling you, this camera is amazing. So this is the part where I'm going to give you a couple of photo comparisons, and you can judge for yourself as to whether or not you like the camera. All right, so if you've seen all those, the last thing I want to give you is a quick overview of the settings. So going into the settings, I'm seeing the system update because Wi-Fi is picking up that there's an update. Airplane mode, nothing special, like any other phone that's there. Wi-Fi, you can scan Wi-Fi by QR code. You can connect over multiple networks if you want. What else? Bluetooth. Yeah, you can just look at your history of files that you received via Bluetooth. What else? Mobile network. Here's where you would go for Vivo fan card. I have no idea what that is, but you probably won't use that. Mobile network settings. More connections. Hotspot, VPN. You have Android Auto. You can update it now there. So you update it. Screen mirroring, print, NFC, Vivo Share. Don't really think you'll do Vivo Share because it's requiring you to download another app on your PC. Walkie-talkie. I guess if you had other people with Vivo phones, you could do walkie-talkie feature. You're not going to use that though. Notification status bar. What else do you have here? Origin notifications. You can enable things like getting alerts, but again, unfortunately, you don't have access to that. Origin Island. It's going to have some limitations as to what apps you can have, but yeah, it looks like you have your island there. This is where you'd want to go to change your showing of the battery icon there. Notification method. Original icon. This is where you can control your notifications. Oh, I do want to mention it's important when you go to notifications that this phone is a Chinese phone. And you want to make some setting adjustments because Chinese phones are aggressive in their notifications. Goodness. Give me 1 second. Auto start is what you want to do, I think. Yep. So you want to do auto start because so Vivo phones, if the way they work is after a certain while, the if you even if you have apps in the background, they're automatically turning off, which will delay notifications. So what you'll want to do for apps to make sure you get your notifications working in real time, you're gonna want to go to auto start, just like you did. I'm sure you can get into the settings some other way, but you can do, let's see, allow all. So you would want to, after you download all your apps, you're pretty much going to want to go through all of these apps and just make sure that you have auto start. That would ensure that you're that's the first step to making sure that their apps are working for real-time notifications. The second thing you want to do is after you did selected them in auto start, you want to go to the apps menu and go to app manager. Look for, you're gonna have to do this for each individual app. So this is TikTok, which I downloaded. And you're gonna want to do pause app activity if unused. Disable that because you wanna make sure that the activity is ongoing. And next you want to go to battery life, and then you want to go to more background power consumption management. So right here, and then you want to do high background power usage. So those are the steps that you're going to want to do. Auto start, then go to the specific app, disable this here, and then go to battery life, more power consumptions, nope, background power consumption management, and then high background. Doing those steps for each will make sure that your notifications are working properly. Next, so we've done the overview on the battery notifications. You want to make sure you do that. I can't stress that enough because that's a special thing about the Vivo phone. Sound and vibrations. I'm gonna now glide over this real quick, but standard things. This is we're gonna do controlling of your sounds like any other phone. Display brightness. I'm gonna go over that real quickly because you've already seen all this. This is if you use other phones. This is where you can change your screen refresh rate, enhancement, and all that. Right now I have it on smart adaptation. Yeah, that's nothing really stands out there as far as different things that people offer that I noticed. Home screen, lock screen. Again, this is another way you can get to theming things. You can get through Mood Cube or through here. You can go through the home settings that way. So different ways to get to those kind of customizations. We saw what apps does. You can do app cloning. You could do try more cloned apps. You can clone your downloaded apps. It's pretty cool. You can reset the cloning of the apps. Default apps, you can set, input methods, all the other kind of apps. Default, recent background apps. System app settings. System app recovery. So that's where you're going to want to look at your app data. You fingerprint, face password. This is where you're going to want to go to change your unlock methods. Security. Looks like another area where you want to have more alerts. Really extensive here. Payment safe. So iManager kind of related settings, so you can get through them here through the app. Privacy. These look like some iManager related apps kind of thing. We're gonna disable that. You can encrypt things, keep things protected, password safe, stealth mode. So quite a few security features in here. A lot more than what I've noticed in other phones. RAM and storage. This is where you can see cleanup of your files and how your RAM is being used and whatnot. Battery. Deep optimization. You can start here and optimize some apps. But you got your battery modes, a saver, balance, boost, and super battery. You got power saving management. power saving management, so many different automated battery saving kind of features. You got, I already did that. Battery health and charging. You do reverse wireless charging. You get charging tips. Always charging display. So just kind of like going in there real quick and showing you those kind of apps. You get your data, your screen for all the battery usage. Blue AI. So this is your AI space. You're not going to want to really use any of this. What else? Ultra gaming mode is where you go for your gaming settings. I'm not going to game, so I will not cover that. Digital well-being is where you're going to go see your health and stuff for apps. Wallet and payment for your NFC and other kind of things for payment. Shortcut accessibility. This is where you're going to get your gestures control. They got quite a few gestures: smart sidebar, small window, split screen. Guys, I'm trying to go over this real quickly, so bear with me. But as you can see, the phone had a lot of stuff to cover. About phone is where you'll see the specs of the phone, the name of the phone. I didn't have to cover all this phone specs. You could just go here and see it. See? There you go. I have it all for you there. It's an Android 15. You're welcome. What else? You can do users and accounts. It shows you. I'm going to blur that out right now. You could do multiple users. Shows you your linked accounts. And then the last menu, system management. Kind of like where anywhere else. You get your control of system updates. You can look at resetting your phone, cloning your phone, changing languages, adding languages, input methods, and yeah. So, boy, that was supposed to just be an unboxing video, and it turned out to be more than that because I wanted to give you guys the full in-depth of the phone. I even tried to give you guys how to set up the phone and what to expect. So I'll try to give you guys the timestamps in the description so you can maybe fast forward to a part in your liking. And then yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I try to do minimal rambling, but I get really excited about these things. Now the next thing I want to say is this phone, I'm really excited about using it. I believe I already said that so many times, but I will be making some follow-up videos, case updates, other quirks about the phone, because again, people are only covering this phone for its camera, but I really want to cover the all in depth, because if you use a Vivo X100 Ultra, it's most likely going to be, the experience from its future generations are going to maybe stay the same. We'll see as far as what Vivo changes. But yeah, so my next thing will be to give you some kind of case updates, see what I find as far as other cases, what it's like to use a daily driver, what the connectivity is like, and then if there's any sort of issues that I run through, what it's like using it after 3 months, 6 months, and a year, and then from there. I hope you've enjoyed the video. It was a long one. If you didn't have popcorn, you should have got some. Otherwise, hope you can, take something out of this and subscribe if you want or not, whatever. Leave that up to you. Hope you enjoyed. All right. Cheers.